Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to go over what's going on next week in the world of Gems of War, as well as have a little chinwag about one area of the game I think needs a really serious refresh. Really important because it's just felt the same for like ages. So one area I do think needs a very big reworking, basically. But let's do the usual stuff first. Let's go over the troop in the shop, the Midnight Innovator. If you've not got this already, make sure you get it now. Yeah, it may look a bit rubbish. Creates either 6 Terra Gems or 6 Bomb Gems and explodes 1 gem, and that or mechanic is not the greatest thing in the world when it's random and not something you can choose. But get it anyway, because it's another troop to add to your collection, which can help your game later on. And it's a continuation of the current campaign, of course. Let's have a look what's going on with that next week, if I actually start pressing the right button at some point. Right, so oh, that's the campaign. Oh, it's changed, isn't it? So we don't need to do that anymore. That's a finished thing. I haven't actually done this very much. Got to do it a bit more. Let us know in the comments if you prefer this new system or not. Do you like this? Is it better than the previous one? I know some people have actually got to the end already. They just played the game like heck in the first few days of this weekend. They're done already. They've got to the end. I've still got a lot more to do, but it does mean you can actually just play the game normally and just do these tasks as you go along without any real special effort, which is pretty cool, I suppose. I think overall I potentially prefer it, but the other tasks did get done just automatically as well. So to me, it's not a huge difference. Just, you know, if there's better rewards here, like these, you know, books and things like that, if there's more better rewards overall, then sure, it's definitely a better thing. But that's not the reworking thing that I was talking about. The thing I think needs a little bit of a look at, but we'll come to that in a minute. So Monday we'll do the Soulforge review. Of course, I'll be doing a video on Monday morning. I'll pop it into the Soulforge, telling you what I think are the best weapons and indeed the best troops to craft from there, before we move on to the event video with the team and the Underspire team. That'll all happen in the same video on Monday. So Epic Trials next week. That is going to be in Shentang, which is over here. No need to keep on doing videos on these Epic Trials because the strategy is the same on every single kingdom, and I've already done the strategy for every single kingdom. So just go to my channel, type in Shentang Epic Trials, and you should find the video to get that done. Some of them are not that easy. They are a bit of a challenge, but bear with it and you can get through. But it does require a little bit of patience on some of them, so do bear that in mind. And the main event next week is Invasion. Let's have a little look at that. A look at that. So the Invasion troop. Hands in. Damage to an enemy. If they're a tower, deal 3 to 5 times damage based on my ascensions and destroy a random column. So the typical damage troop for that, with a little bit of managing. Not too bad. Typical traits for this kind of thing: reduce damage from scars by 25%, and Sky Ancestry is okay, but obviously it's all about using that to get the towers destroyed. Surely not everyone was a kung fu fighting, it says. Yes, you have to be a certain age to remember that song. Everybody was kung fu fighting. You may know the one, you may not. Only those of a certain age or certain type that likes to listen to older type music. Anyway, right, so the kingdom of the week is Shentang. So what we can do, we can actually go to that. We can actually go to our troops if I push the right button. In fact, I was going to show that first, because right now on these event chests, the way they work is it says midnight at the moment. That means you can only get troops from midnight. From Monday, that's going to change to Shentang, which basically means you can only get troops from Shentang. Do you see? And the what we're doing, yes, going here now, and we're going to change this to not that, to Shentang. Probably quicker to go from the bottom and work our way up. Oh, I didn't do a joke yet, did I? I didn't prepare my joke. I'm gonna have to do one on the fly. I'm gonna have to just pull one out of the air. Oh, crikey! Got to think on the fly now. Trying to think of a joke that I haven't done before. I might have to revisit an old one, just to get it done. I don't know. Or just chucking a few funnies as I go along. But anyway, let's do this Shentang thing first, then go to show all. This brings up all the troops from Shentang. So basically, when you bust open your event chests, you can only get troops from Shentang. But do bear a few things in mind, like ones like this, for example. Let's say Loraz's lair underneath it as well. You can only get this from the Underworld from Loraz's lair. So you can't actually get these from those event chests. That is very important to bear in mind. And actually the reason why some people are still missing certain troops, they're wondering why they haven't got Queen Bee or King Gobtruffle, for example, and that's because you have to get them from the Underworld, from their relevant Underworld kingdom or faction. So yeah, that is why. You can even pop the mythics to the top here. Let's do that. By base rarity. Yeah, Huanglong. You can't obviously get the immortals from here. You have to craft them in a different way. You can't get the flower dragons like this either. You have to bust them open using those flower gem egg thingies and hope you don't get more duplicates. But you can get Huanglong, the Turquoise Emperor, or Tian Yi from here. None of them are particularly amazing mythics. I quite like the way this works in certain ways. But yeah, if you pop a mythic for just busting open some of those event chests, then happy days. It's like some mythic for just, you know, opening some chests. And if you haven't got it, then it's a good thing, surely. Anyway, quick joke. I want to get it out of the way quick. I haven't got anything prepared, so I'd have to do an oldie. But one of my favourite ones that always made me chuckle. What did Batman say to Robin before they got in the car? Robin, get in the car. Yes. I love it. Anyway, so that's that done. Tuesday we have a faction assault in Loraz's lair, as we just mentioned Loraz's lair a moment ago. One of the trickier faction assaults to get done. Need a high horde level for this at the time I done it. Still got to revisit some of these factions where they've had extra troops added, which made them a little bit easier, like Hellgate. Oh, we'll get round to doing it at some point. I really will. But really important to make sure you do the Underworld. It may seem like a chore, but you've only got to do it once, and I have done videos on every single Underworld faction, how to do it using the faction team, the best and easiest way. Sometimes it's a real tricky grind and very tough to do, and you feel a little bit robbed sometimes, like the way these things work. One of the things with the Underworld is it doesn't feel like the game's as open as it is normally. It feels like it's very controlled. Like there's only very often like 2 possible moves, or even just 1 possible move. A lot of the times it actually means it's not actually a game anymore, because it's actually forcing you to do a certain thing just so it can get its skull bash in or make it difficult for you and things like that. It does feel like that, but you get there in the end. But the point is, get the Underworld done. You've only got to do it once, and when you do it, you get those lovely total renown global bonuses to every single troop in the game, so it's completely worth doing. Wednesday we have a pet rescue, and we have a panda thingy, Liang's panda. Where is it? Liang's panda, there it is. +5 skill points to Emperor Liang. So if you use Emperor Liang, it's actually not a bad troop. It's just a bit specialist where you have to use him, but you get +5 skill points when you get this thing to mythic level, and it's another troop to the highest level, which again helps your game in the long run. So make sure you do that. Thursday we have a class trial in a monk class. A bit of a specialist class, this one. Oh, I was on it then and moved away. That was annoying. That was weird. Right, so monk class, let's have a little look. Sky Ancestry. This is one of the classes where there's a lot of immunities to various status effects just from the traits and the talent trees. But look at this. You know, Sky Ancestry, you're immune to Mana Drain, Silence, Fairy Fire and Mana Burn straight away. 20% chance to dodge skull damage and gain 3 mana when matching 4 or more gems, which is not bad. But I do like the fact you get that immunity to a Mana Drain, Silence, Fairy Fire and a Mana Burn. But if you combine this with the fact that you can have Fortitude with this as well, you're also immune to Stun, Poison, Disease, Death Mark, Lycanthropy and Devour. That's a lot of immunities. That's pretty cool. But anyway, you can also be Cleansed on a 4 or 5 match, or immune to Frozen. You can have Fast Healing. You can have Watery Binding. Rock Solid's always good, but Deluge really important as well versus those damage to all troops that absolutely wreck you, like the Queen Bees, the Stellarixes, Chrysantheraxes, those dragons that do damage to all, things like that. Deluge, submerge a random ally on 4 or 5 gem matches, get few 4 matches, and those enemies will be kicking air, which is very nice indeed. Various masteries based on different colours at level 70 and fortitude at level 100. So yeah, monkey's actually pretty good. Do actually quite like it. Make sure you get it to level 100. And Friday is the weekly event of a bounty, and this is what I'm going to have a little chinwag about, the in need of refresh, because to me it's just one of the things which is just completely, oh excuse me, just kind of stalled. I've actually pressed the wrong thing. What am I doing? I'm actually pressing the wrong buttons all over the place now. I think I'm coffee drunk. I've had 2 cups of coffee this morning, which is one more than normal, and I may be drunk on coffee. It's like it's throwing my system out. It's usually, this is not tea. What is going on here? So yeah, bounty event soon on Friday. But for me, it's one of the things which just needs a complete and utter rebuild. It really does. I'm just going to just do this while I'm chatting about this, because the trouble with the bounty troops is they're kind of not really adding to the way you can work the team. We're still using, the best way to go about bounty is still the same old thing with Ogress and those damage troops and the true damage troops and things like that, and you use the same 3. I've done it for ages now because I don't really need the resources for that, but you should do it if you pick up the resources or need them. But you know, just put bounty into my channel and you'll see the same team again and again and again, because it's just simply the best way to go about it. If you want all the resources, all the best rewards and stuff, 3 same troops, Treadmill Warrior, Ogress, things like that, and the designated bounty troop which you have to use. And you just leave that at the bottom and just use the other 3 to get the job done. And it's been the same for absolutely forever. And the trouble is, there's no bounty troops coming along to replace the ones we've just been using forever to actually make it more interesting. It's like, so it feels like just the same old. I haven't actually done bounty for ages now, really haven't. So it feels like to me like this really needs a refresh. I mean, they've refreshed other parts of the game. They reworked dungeons ages ago and things like that. They've just reworked the way the campaign works, and it's probably for the better overall. But for me, bounty just needs either getting rid of completely, or just a complete rework the way that they handle the troops and their abilities, so we actually can have more choices, which actually makes sense. Because if we just go to this, let's have a quick look. I'll show you what I mean. So let's do a search, because you must use bounty troops as well to get the full benefits. Oops, let's change that to all kingdoms. So these bounty troops, they've all got to have the bounty trait. And the trouble is, they're all kind of the same ones we've been using for ages, as I was just saying. Let's change that back to that, because that's a little bit easier. The Treadmill Warrior is one that we've been using forever, because it's just like really, really good for getting things done. True damage to an enemy boosted by their armor, so as the enemy gets more powerful, it just works more against them. What was the other one? Ogress was really... I've experimented a few times and chucked in War Elephant, because it is a way of doing it, which is, again, a little bit different and makes it a little bit more fun. But Treadmill Warrior, Ogress, I haven't done it for ages now, so it's like... The last one escapes me right now. What was it? I haven't done it for so long. It'd be really obvious when I see it, and it'd be like, oh my goodness, how did I actually forget that? What is it? Corpse Mare, that's the one. I probably wouldn't have got that. I forgot about this thing. But yeah, destroy a rogue, manage in. Steal life from the first enemy boosted by skulls destroyed. So steal life is effectively true damage again, but it makes you more tanky at the same time, which is really, really cool. So yeah, you have them, and you have Ogress at the top. She's not there already. You can have her in second place first if you like, or third. But pull myself to the front when cast and stun the first enemy, then explode one random gem boosted by my life, and summon a fortress gate when I die and reduce damage from skulls by 50%. Makes her quite tanky, and you do have to have like all bounty hunters to make sure you keep on getting that bounty hunter benefit to get the bounty score multiplier as high as possible. But that's all you do. You go like Ogress, Corpse Mare, Cherokee Warrior, and then the Bounty Troop, and it's just been the same forever, and without any other troops coming along. Without, you know, they're like the golden three in a way for me, and there's nothing come along to change that. So why change it? It's like you're making your life more difficult if you change it from them three. I mean, there are other ways to go about it. You may go about it in a different way, but that's been my go-to 3 for Bounty forever. And you just chuck in the Bounty Troop and you're done. The new one that comes along. But yeah, let us know in the comments if you want to see a reworking of Bounty, because for me it's just got so stale it's ridiculous. I mean, it is a quick event. You can fly through it really, really quickly. But the point is, it's just the same old, same old, same old. And the game is repetitive enough in some places regarding the grinding and stuff, without literally repeating exactly the same thing with exactly the same troops in exactly the same way, because that's simply the best way to go about it. That is already relevant in the game enough without it being forced upon us in a weird sort of way. But anyway, there's a video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button on the way out. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.